want to wish you a
Merry Christmas.
A
Happy Hanukkah.
Of course, you know, both a Merry Christmas
Merry
and Happy
Easter,
Hanukkah.
right.
Easter. We hope you had a very good Friday.
A really good Friday.
Yeah, and that none of your friends nailed you, if you know what I mean. You know, and you know, they have something in Mexico called Viernes Dolores, which is Sad Thursday. And we'd have to show you some of the wonderful videos we made in Mexico of
I
the
thought
Virgin.
Viernes was Friday. No.
Viernes. Lunes, Mercredi, Viernes. Maybe you're right. But it's
Lunes, Martes, Mercredi.
But that shows you how bilingual we are. And I would like to say also that we had our fill of Jeffrey Hunter as Jesus Christ, you know. They should have had John Derek. He had better eyes, didn't he? And he had all those women, too. Bo Derek and the rest of them. He was some cowboy, that guy, wasn't he? John Derek? He really couldn't act his way out of a paper bag, but he was more beautiful than the beautiful women that he managed to Svengali into his ranch and take pictures of. But they should have had him as Christ. It would be more believable. You had both the feminine side and the masculine side. And he could have wore a cowboy hat, and Mary Magdalene could have said to him,
"Hey, cowboy."
Yeah, she's just too, but she can't get down to cowboy yet. She's not enough. She has no trailer trash in her. She has a lot of Knish trash, you know, from being a part of the great Knish family in Coney Island. What was that name? The Shatskins?
Shatskins.
Yeah, she was a member of the Shatskins family. Perhaps you could say something about the Shatskins now that it's both Passover and Easter. It's both the great matzah feast, and it's also Christ risen, erected, resurrected.
You are profane.
Do you have a few
you are
words?
Profane towards everybody equally. You're very democratic that way.
I know. I try to be, and that's why my whole family won't even answer the phone anymore. Oh, this has been a very slow week for us. We watched Moses several times. We saw the real Moses, the fake Moses, the Moses the soldier. You know, go down Moses, go up Moses. You know, lie down Moses, whatever it was. We've seen enough Moses.
Just to keep things in balance,
right? But we were spared the Charlton Heston Moses, which we had enough of that schlep. You know, and he was NRA. He was a gun. He was a gun guy, and so you know, Ben-Hur was better. He was Ben-Hur, and you know what Ben means in Hebrew? It means son. So Ben-Hur means son of Hur. That's not very novel, is it?
No.
Everybody has a mother, but I think the Hur was spelled a little differently. It was H-U-R, H-E-R. And we watched also. What did we see besides? We saw the crucifixion.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah, Golgotha. We saw that.
Yeah.
The Hill of Skulls.
Oh yeah.
And perhaps you could just condense into just a few short words, or perhaps a rambling story that will go nowhere about the trial and crucifixion of our Savior, Jesus.
You want me to ramble about Jesus?
Yeah.
Well, I just think he was the best.
Jeffrey Hunter or John Derek?
The real Jesus, the one that they are depicting badly or well.
Yeah.
You know, I think he's...
What if he had a big schnoz? He's Semitic, you know.
Yeah, I know that.
And he was one of those, you know, Jesus was a psychic, so he had to be very weird. He's hanging around with fishermen, for one thing.
Well, I like Men of the Sea, as you well know. I would have liked Jesus, and
What would you like, especially about Jesus?
His powers.
Speak right into the mic, don't hide.
His powers.
Such as, could you give us some examples of his powers?
Well, he can put his hand on your head.
Speak into the mic. You have to speak up loud because people want to hear you.
And make it stop hurting.
Like that.
And fill your belly whether you want it or
what?
not.
With what? Not knishes. Loaves and fishes. No knishes, loaves and fishes. Remember that?
You are so nuts.
So, anyway, that was a wonderful story of Jesus.
I think it's great that you're equally irrespective of any religion.
Well, why don't you just give us a few, you're going to be really talking about this for a long time, about Jesus, and perhaps a little bit about Mary Magdalene, right, the feminine principle, Maybe you could talk a little bit. I know that interests you. Jesus and Mary Magdalene.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah. I love.
Well, perhaps you could tell.
The gossip.
Perhaps you could tell a viewing audience about what you really like about that.
Well, I like that he made her an equal. An equal. He knew that she was as powerful as he was, and he confided in her. He told her all his secrets. What?
What gospel was this in? What gospel are you reading?
I'm making it up.
Wow.
Just like everybody else does.
You have to have some grounds for something. Thus spaketh Mary Magdalene to the Son of Man. Mm-hmm. So what does she spaketh to him? What does he spaketh back to her? There's nothing in the Gospels.
Don't trust this guy right here.
She's hanging around all the time. She's hanging around. She's just hanging around. She didn't say anything. She didn't say anything to Jesus. Jesus didn't say anything to her. The crowd's stoning her. What is he?
You know.
Yeah, but you have an inside pipe?
Yeah, I know that there was a lot of jealousy of his relationship with Mary Magdalene.
And who disliked her the most?
The one that betrayed him.
Judas?
Judas, yeah.
And how about Peter? Did Peter like Mary? No. It's a fisherman.
Didn't like Mary.
She was fancy. She always washed her hands before eating, for one thing. Right? Is that correct? She didn't wash her hands? Was she a dirty girl?
No. In some ways, probably. She kept him interested.
So anyway, perhaps you could tell us about the next show and all the exciting stars are going to be here. We don't have any room for them, but we'll have to go between us. We'll have to stand up, get a midget. They're the best. You know, they can put their little heads here, you know. They have to be what? They have to be about 4 feet tall. 4 feet 2, 4 feet 3.
I have a granddaughter who's not quite a midget, but she'll
do.
Adorable, and she has this gorgeous red hair.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna have your granddaughter here. She's a midget. She's 4 feet tall. She can fit right in this area between us, right here, which is good. We don't have any more room. It's not like Johnny's show where the camera switches over to them. They have to just stand in back of us, and we can't ask them a question like that. Okay, well, no. Well, besides your granddaughter, whose name is what?
Her name is... Oh, I forgot. I've wiped all the children out. And all the half of the grandchildren, too.
It's number one. It's number one daughter.
Adrian's daughter, whose name is...
Midge.
I forgot. And her boyfriend looks exactly like her. She's getting ready to get married to him. That's just
the greatest story I've ever heard. They're going to stand on top of the wedding cake to save money? Is that what they're going to do? We had planned to, you know, we're older folks, so, you know, that in fact, Easter isn't something that we really get excited about anymore as when we were kids. We get little marshmallow bunnies and all that stuff. You know, we don't have that anymore.
I should have done it for him. He gets so excited.
Yeah. So anyway, this is a little us, and this is what your niece Midge will look like. She'll be little like this, but this is a little thing like that. But what we wanted to do, but we were going to stuff plastic Easter eggs between our cheeks, not in our mouth, but, you know, the other cheeks, wearing loose-fitting clothes, and then we're going to go around with little Easter bunny ears and a little nose, you know, a little red nose, and we're going to squat on our neighbor's lawn and just deposit the colored eggs there, you know, and Happy Easter, and then we'll hop back to the house. Our arthritis, however, made us give this plan up. We barely walk, let alone do the other stuff, okay? So